Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week we spoke to Amberly from Realm. They have a website and an app that gives information on projects and contractors in your neighborhood.
Cool.
Amberly, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Real good. Cindy and I were interested in some information on Realm and how you help homeowners with projects.
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, Realm was founded based on our mission to help homeowners make really any big decision, today helping them navigate renovation projects. And the reason that this is so important to us is for the average American at the point of retirement, over 62% of their net worth is locked up in home equity, right? And so when you think about the way that we treat our homes versus stocks, bonds, 401ks, a lot of people just sit on their home and they don't really know exactly what to do to it, how to maximize that investment, unlike those other things that we're constantly rebalancing. And so based on our founder's personal story, my own personal stories, we'd all experienced trying to maximize it, get a renovation done, for example, feeling like we didn't know who to turn to, who to trust, and in the worst case scenario was getting ripped off.
Right.
And so it led us to want to build this resource that can help homeowners avoid that, right? So it's like, what is a fair price to pay for any renovation? Is it a smart investment? Will it have an ROI for me? And then beyond that, who do you actually go to get that work done? How do you vet a contractor? How do you review the bids? And what do you do throughout construction to make sure that things go to plan? So we really set out on a mission to make that experience better for homeowners. And we do that in a couple of ways. One is our free app, which you can access, on the App Store, of course, but you can also do it through a web browser. And two, through an advisory service that we're building that actually, kind of holds a homeowner's hand throughout the renovation process. And then a network of vetted vendors we built out that can actually get that work done.
And what are the types of projects you help with?
All types of projects. Not a lot of maintenance or really small repairs. Like if you have, a leak in your sink in your kitchen, we're probably not the best person. But if you need to do your bathroom, you want to do some landscaping work, you need to replace your roof, you want to add a home addition or an ADU, any of those types of projects, Realm is here to help with.
So it's primarily remodeling or large projects?
Yeah, or the big maintenance items, right? If you need new HVAC, stuff like that, we're also here to help with. If you want to tap into different energy efficiency like solar, we'll do that stuff too.
I read that you help with landscaping. Are you giving tips on how to landscape and the plants, or are you recommending professional landscapers?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when you use our advisory service, which is California and shortly going to be more West Coast based, we'll help you with all of the above. So you'll get matched with a project advisor, and the first thing that they'll do most often is put together a report for you. And that report will include different ideas for your landscaping. And you can contribute to those ideas or ask us for suggestions, or you can give us a budget and say, hey, what can I do within this budget? And we'll start to put different things into that report for you, different types of hardscape you could do, different types of plants you could use depending on your climate, all of the things that kind of meet your budget and your end goal, and we'll make recommendations. And then from there, if you want design inspiration, we'll show you other projects that have been done in your area that have had a good impact on people's home values, or that just sort of meet your needs. And then once you're ready to actually execute on that project, we'll help you talk with vetted landscape designers, vetted landscapers, whoever you need to then start bringing that vision to life. And in that process, we'll help you review the bids, we'll help you negotiate the bids, and really make the best decision based on all of the goals that you've shared with us up to that point.
So does it work the same way with a kitchen or a bathroom remodel, for example? You help with ideas and the types of material?
We can help with the types of materials a little bit. The bigger part with materials, at least today for Realm, is that all of the contractors or the landscapers we work with, in our vetting process, we make sure that they're experts in that field. So they're going to be the ones that actually take you to the showroom, right? Or help you leverage their professionals discount. But we'll give you ideas on, all right, what materials are worth spending a little bit extra? Which ones do we just think generally don't make sense to do that? What's durable? So we'll help you with all those questions. And then the vendors that you choose are the ones that are going to help you, kind of plug that in, figure out where to buy it from.
How about a project like adding a deck or a pool?
Yes, we definitely help with decks. We do a lot of decks, quite a lot of pools in Southern California, less so in our Northern California markets for weather reasons.
Right.
But absolutely.
What would be the largest and smallest type of projects you would help with?
Yeah, so on terms of large, really sky's the limit. Our average project size is actually in the like 175 to $200,000 range. So we do a lot of big additions, ADUs, big reconfigurations. But around that, we also do, $1 million plus remodels, things that are on really kind of complex lots like slopes where cost just is inherently a lot higher. And then on the minimum size, we add the most value for projects over 15K. We're not picky about what project that is, but at this point, since we're so data and research driven, if you're doing something really, really small, we're just not going to add a lot of value there at this point in our business, but we're hoping to over the next few years, when you have something really small that you just need to get done fast, coming up with solutions for that.
You mentioned ADU. Could you explain what that means?
An ADU is an additional dwelling unit, something that's particularly popular in California, I think also Oregon, Seattle, Texas. They're kind of popping up all over the US, getting more and more common. But an ADU you can usually build in a couple of different ways. But in summary, it's an additional dwelling unit on your lot that you can either use to house family, for rental income, just to add value, maybe use it as a home office for a while, and then later you start to rent it out. But it functions as its own unit. So it has to have a basic kitchen or kitchenette, depending on the type of ADU you build, its own bathroom, and its own entrance or exit. And you can do that detached in your backyard if you have enough space. You can do that by converting an existing part of your house, like the garage. There are a lot of ways to go about it, but people love it because of a couple of reasons. It almost always has a great return on investment just from the property value standpoint. And secondly, whether you want to rent it now or not, it gives you the capability to earn rental income. So there's a lot of wins when it comes to adding an ADU.
Yeah, I like that idea. With your app or website, you give information on specific projects and how they'll impact the value of your home.
Yeah, exactly. So almost anyone in the US that lives in a single family house can go on our app or on our website totally free and make an account. And we have this project planner section with a list of hundreds of projects at this point. You can add those projects to your plan and then see, all right, what's the cost in my area? What is the home value impact? How much is my home value going to go up? What percentage of my spending am I going to recoup right away? And you can customize the projects a bit to see like, all right, if I go high quality finishes or standard versus economical, really budget finishes, how does that swing the cost? So as you're really in that planning phase, you have an idea. You don't have to go talk to a number of contractors to try to get a sense. You really just provide you with that sort of unbiased data until you're ready to take action. But it's totally free for users across the US to get that info on our app or our website.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And what data do you use?
Yeah, we have a ton of data on everything from home value, material and labor costs, return on investment, permits, so on and so forth. And we get that data in a number of ways. So one is public data that we scrape or data sets that are already available that we purchase. And a couple of examples of things like that are sale prices, when homes sell, mortgage data. Then we also build our own data sets. We've built a massive zoning database with all the rules around single family homes. So if you come to us, with an address in San Francisco, we have a database that will tell you what your setbacks are, what your height requirements are, how much of your lot you're allowed to cover, really any zoning rule that's going to determine what's actually feasible for your property. And then, of course, as we do projects and we collect bids both from our vendors and from outside vendors, we layer that on. So it's almost like user-generated data from being out there doing things. And the combination of those three is that we're able to give homeowners really accurate insights to guide their decision-making.
And how do you vet your contractors?
Yeah, so we take vetting really, really seriously. Of course, you can go to a number of other websites, look for good reviews, but we want to take it a few steps farther than that. As you probably know, you could pay for reviews if you really wanted to. It doesn't give you the whole picture. So we start by scraping contractors that have active licenses, great standing with the Better Business Bureau, no complaints against that license. Then we will start to audit all of their reviews across every site. Once they pass those basic criteria, we'll reach out to them and have a conversation. Casual, but really interview style. How do they communicate? How do they talk about customer experience? What work do they tell us they've done in the past? And if that goes well, then we'll start to audit their permit data. They told us they've done these 10 projects. Hey, does the city actually show that they've done those 10 projects? If we're all still looking good, we'll start to talk to their past customers. We'll see their work. And if they pass all of those criteria, we'll let them into our network and start having them meet our clients. During that process, we continue to manage, right? So seeing, did they show up on time to appointments? Are their bids all inclusive? And really make it not just that initial vet, but an ongoing vet, so that whether they're good at the beginning, things can change. We really know we're working with the best at all times.
When you're helping a homeowner with a project, do you give them a few contractors to choose from, or are you recommending one contractor based on their project?
Yes, that's a great question. So we give them a couple different options. The way we see it, we want to be the advisor and really the advocate for the homeowner. But we also want the homeowner to get to be in the driver's seat, to learn as they go, but get to make all the big decisions, because the home is not just a big asset, it's an emotional asset. So when a homeowner signs up to use our advisory service, we're going to get them a minimum of 3 bids, help them review and negotiate those bids, but they get to make the decision. We're not going to try to make it for them. We'll give them our recommendation. But sometimes those first 3 aren't the perfect match. So if we need to get you a 4th, we're happy to do that. We really want the homeowner to feel like they found someone that they feel good about working with.
During a project, are you helping with the management of the project, or is it in the hands of the contractor?
It's primarily on the contractor, but we really think about it as we want a homeowner to work with us for life. And so a positive outcome is our number one goal. So they might have this first project, let's say you're doing a kitchen this year, but you need to do your bathroom in 10 years. So we do most of the, quote unquote, project management in that upfront, the research, helping you run the bidding process, negotiating the bids. But once you kick off a project with a vendor in our network, your advisor is still there. We're checking in on the project. You can come to us if any issues arise. Let's say there's a change order you don't understand. We'll jump right on the phone with you and the contractor, help navigate, most of the time, be able to mitigate those things. But we're there until the end. We just go a bit higher level during construction in hopes that everything's set up for success.
Does Realm help with any financing for a project?
Yeah, absolutely. So specifically right now, when they do use our advisory service and they're doing a project, we have great financing partners, and we're continuing to add to that set of partners as well. But if you need to do a cash out refinance, not the best right now with high interest rates, or a HELOC or a home equity loan or even a personal loan, we'll help kind of point you in the right direction, set you up with a consultation with the right lender, and then be there. We can review options with you and sort of educate you along the way. We're not a lender ourselves, so we really are there to guide you in the right direction and add that educational layer. But we have plenty of partners to tap into, yeah.
I was on your website and I saw the Realm score. I was curious what that was.
The Realm score, yes. So we actually don't use the Realm score that much today. It's one of our early things that we'll definitely bring back. But the Realm score is another way of thinking about ROI. So when it comes to to an extent, the value of your house, there are certain constraints. You can't control all of that, right? You're in a certain area, you're on a certain lot size. The Realm score sort of only looks at the things that are within your control and tells you how good of a job you're doing at maximizing the potential of your house. So the Realm score is actually 0 out of 1,000. 1,000 being the highest. If your Realm score is 1,000, that means you've done everything we believe you can do to optimize your property, regardless of what that capped out value is. If your score is low, then it means, hey, there's probably a number of things you could do, like add some landscaping, renovate the kitchen, to optimize that property.
Could you share some of the cost estimates and the packages that you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, our advisory service is live in almost all of California. So if you're in Southern California, the Bay Area, or Sacramento, you can access our advisory service. We're actually going live in Seattle this month, and we'll be going live in Portland next month, and these same packages will apply. And we have really 2 primary options. We call them the Get It Done package and the Finish What You Started package. It's pretty intuitive. So one of the options is the Get It Done package. It's a $499 deposit. Once you place that deposit, you're going to be matched with an advisor. That advisor is someone who's done hundreds of projects in your area. So they understand your zoning, the pricing, they know the vendors, and they'll start by putting together a comprehensive report that outlines any projects you're considering over the next few years with all of the pricing estimates, the ROI of those projects, your zoning rules to kind of check the box of feasibility. They'll walk through that report with you in the first week and help you narrow down a path to either phasing out the projects or eliminating a few, figuring out where you want to start. Then from there is when they'll start matching you with vetted contractors, architects if you need them, landscapers, whichever vendors you need, and running that bidding process for you, getting a minimum of 3 bids per project. They do all the reviewing, negotiating. They actually handle all the scheduling as well, so you don't have to worry about it. Once you pick a vendor for your first project, that $499 gets refunded to you if you already know exactly what you want to do. So you don't feel like you need all that research, but you want an advisor and you want those vetted vendors, you can do the second package, which is called Finish What You Started. And in that, we just skip the report. So instead of $499, your deposit is $299, and you kick off meeting your advisor. They'll start matching you with vendors, still run that bidding process, handling all the scheduling, the bid review, the negotiation. Once you pick a contractor or the first vendor for your project, it gets refunded. And in either package, once you start your project, you can still call your advisor. Our goal is that construction is going to go really smoothly, so they're there if anything comes up. You have a question, you need help reviewing, let's say there's a change order. We're here for you from start to finish.
You mentioned California and Seattle, but this is available throughout the country, isn't it?
The app and the website are available throughout the country, where you can still get most of that high-level data. So you can get all the price estimates, the ROI estimates. You can see your realm score like you touched on. You can even see top contractors in your area. But the advisory service where you pay a deposit and have a one-to-one advisor that's going to guide you through it, run the bidding process, is currently really West Coast based. So California, Seattle in about a week, Portland next month. And then we're going to continue to expand. We haven't locked down exactly what timeline and what markets are next. But I encourage, anyone listening to the podcast, sign up. Tell us where you want us to be, because we're going to take that into account as we make those decisions.
So if I went to your website or the app, what types of things will I see for my specific home?
So you would start by seeing your home value. And one of the cool things is we'll actually show you a chart of how your home value is fluctuating, specifically over the last 6 months. You can change those time windows and you can click in to understand why, right? Are homes selling for less than they were 6 months ago? So your value is down. Or is it going for more right now because your house is in better condition than the homes around you? So you can get a bunch of information about your home's value. Then you can also go into our little mapping tool and see what projects your neighbors are doing, right? So does someone down the street updating their kitchen or doing a landscaping project? Our map tool allows you to kind of spy on your neighbors like you might on Zillow to see who has a cool kitchen, get that sort of FOMO going. And then the coolest part to me is that even if you're not in our advisory area, you can play around and add all types of projects to get all that data we were talking about, the pricing, the ROI, and it's all to your neighborhood. So we're not saying, hey, you live in Austin, Texas, here's the national average for a bathroom. We're saying, no, here's the actual average for your zip code. So it's super specific data that you really can't find anywhere else. And then the next thing is we have a feed. So no matter where you live, you're going to get notifications every month. And those things span funky stuff like what are the types of trees are in your neighborhood, to what's sold, what's been renovated around town, what's the average cost per square foot of real estate in your area, all sorts of different things that we'll be kind of rounding up every month and sharing with you.
If a homeowner wanted to learn more, where should we go?
So you can go to two different places. You can go to the App Store and type in Realm. It's REALM. And you'll see us #1 app, especially in the Apple Store. Or you can go to the website and you can type in realmhome.com. And in either of those cases, you can create a free account. Once you create an account, there will be pretty clear places where you can either submit a question via our chatbot or book a meeting with someone on our team. And we'll be super quick to respond.
All right. Well, that was very interesting. I appreciate your time, Amberly. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This has been really fun.
That was a great interview.
And for more information, check out their website or app and take a look at all the information they have available for your home.
Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 16 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow Cindy on Twitter @FixitCohost. And you can follow us on Instagram, Fix It Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.